Hi, my name is Mark Ford, and I'm the Executive Director of the Love Akron Network here in Akron, Ohio. I want to begin to share with you how Love Akron was birthed in my heart and the journey that we went through to bring it where it is today. I was pastoring a church in a suburb of Akron, and I was going through a crisis. Our church wasn't doing well, and so in my tradition, when things aren't going well, you go on a long fast. So I did, and I was on a 21-day fast, and one night when I couldn't sleep, the Lord came and really spoke to my heart. I didn't hear any voices, didn't see any faces, I just knew that God was there. And he basically asked me this question. He basically said, I know why you're here. You're here because you're concerned about your church. Do you know why I have you here? It's because I want to talk to you about my church. And it was in that journey that night that the Lord spoke to me to write every pastor in my city and ask if I could spend 2 hours with them to find out how I could pray for them and to listen to their journey. About that time, God brought into my life a guy named Dr. Jack Dennison, who gave me a whole new paradigm of how that the church could come together to reach a city. Because if you asked me the question at that time, if your church went out of business, would anybody know and anybody care? My answer would have to be only the people that are there, but for the most part, the city didn't know that we were there. And I had this yearning desire to complete the Great Commission. And I felt that God spoke to me that night and said the only way that's going to happen is when the whole church comes together to bring the whole gospel to the whole county. At that time also, there was a mentor of mine, Dr. Jack Hayford, that used to say to us when we would go to his conferences, nothing significant spiritually is going to happen in your city until you call the pastors together to pray. And so after telling me that about 3 years in a row, I came back, contacted a pastor of high influence in our city, and together we began a prayer fellowship for pastors called the Love Akron Network. From that, now we have brought that prayer fellowship into the marketplace, and we call that Akron Connect. We're bringing marketplace people together to pray, because that's where it begins. We begin at the altar. But some wonderful things that have come out of that is that as we've exposed our marketplace leaders to the city movement concepts, they become very excited about that. Because in the marketplace, they understand collaboration. They understand we're in a global society and people have to work together. And so some of the things that have come out of that is that we are working with the University of Akron and the Beacon Journal, which is the major newspaper here, on a civility project to try to reset the thermostat of how we treat each other when it comes to being different in politics and other things. We're also bringing the church together to honor people that often, many times, are not honored until they die. But we believe that we need to have heroes of the faith that we honor. And once a year, we have a major breakfast that gives us an opportunity to share our vision for the city and to introduce the heroes of the faith. We had 650 people come to that breakfast last year, and we're expecting that or larger. As a result of that, it has exposed us to the city and the county in a way that we could have never done it any other way.